Hello, it's Nikki. One of the things that comes up for me, 11 years of being a coach, is that willingness to always listen and therefore make adjustments. And this is really, really important if you want to grow your business or change your business or get better at what you do. Your clients, your customers, the people in the street who have been on your website will tell you everything that you need to know. And if they say things like, I was going to book, but then I got this weird page pop up and I didn't want to put my details in. Great. Thank you very much. Also, really sorry that happened, but thank you very much. Let me go and change that immediately and make sure that that is working. And I think there are so many ways that we can help our clients to make a decision and also make the move to work with you. And this is very important, especially if you want to have a business where you are not on email the whole time. And I've often said this on podcasts previously, I have no desire to sit on my phone and my computer all day answering questions. I know that some people would absolutely love that, and they're massive experts in customer service. But for me, I know that my skills lie in actually doing the thing and actually delivering the service. And of course, I've had to learn all the logistics and things like that as well. But that, if you've read the book from Gay Hendricks, The Big Leap, that is not my zone of genius. And so, because I know that my end goal is not to continually answer the same questions or do things long-winded or anything like that, I came back to this question of how can I support people, because you can't make anybody do anything, how can I really consider the safety of my clients, my customers, the people who are potentially going to hire me for something? Because this is something we need to think about, especially in this current climate. People are spending money. People are buying the things. We happened to be in Selfridges in London the other day, and it was rammed in that handbag department. People were still very much investing $1,000+ in a handbag. But the difference is that people are probably taking more time to make those decisions. So one of the things that comes up for me when I think about my clients and them making a purchase, and I have offers on my website, everything from £10 to £1,000 and beyond. And it's really interesting because you would think that the £10 option is harder to sell. And surprisingly, quite often it isn't. There are some people, and now I have much better systems in place, but there are some people that in the past I've had like 9 email exchanges with. Is it the right thing? Should I do this? For a £10 product. I'm not throwing shade to anybody, because £10 is £10 and it's somebody's £10, and they need to know that what they're doing with that £10 is a good investment. But there have been equally times where somebody's like, okay, I've watched hundreds of videos from you. I now know I'm ready. I've saved up my money. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. I'm going to talk a bit more about that in another video, because I think there's lots of juicy stuff in here. But one of the things that I was explaining to my 7-year-old the other day, and one of the things that I've always been really passionate about, let's just say, in my house, is that I never want to be the only person in the house who is responsible for all the things, and I am the only one who knows where all the things are. And with a 3 and a 7-year-old already, you do get a serious amount of, Mummy, I can't find can you look? I don't know. Oh, I put my coat somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. And since we've been in this house, more and more so every time, again, I've been using that information, like, why can't they find this thing? Oh, okay, it hasn't got a proper home. Right, I need to do something with it. And the other day, I said to my son, I can't remember what the thing was, but I was like, just put it in your bag and then you've got it. And then if you need it, great. And if you don't, then it doesn't matter. And he said, well, I don't know. I don't know if I will. And I just said, take it and feel prepared. And that is a principle that you can really think about with your own clients, with your potential clients. And I remember that moment of being a child and the first time you went on a school trip, or I remember, I don't know, I think I went on an overnight trip or a brownie trip. I certainly went to Wales for 5 days in the last year at primary school. And you got this great big list of all the things that you needed, all the stuff you needed to have in your little bag or in your bigger bag. And it was a whole lot of stuff. And I know that my mum and dad looked at it and just felt almost comforted in the fact that it was okay that their child was going away for the first time without them, because there was some kind of safety in having a checklist to go through. So you knew that if you'd followed this checklist, lots of the things that maybe you were worried about were kind of sorted. And then the other stuff that you're worried about, you're like, okay, well, hopefully that won't happen. But I want you to think about this in terms of your clients and how you can spell things out in terms of your copy of meeting their expectations. Because if we're moving out of our comfort zone, very few of us feel like they want any more surprises on top of that. In fact, it's enough for us to simply move outside of our comfort zone. And we've seen that sometimes on those reality shows, in the jungle, and the fact that they're there in the middle of the Australian jungle, and then suddenly they feel like they're getting a bit comfy, they feel like they're all right, and then Ant and Dec will appear and they're like, oh no, what's now? What's happening? But with your client and your customer, you don't want to put them under any more strain than they need to be. And so my invitation for you today is to be very, very clear on what it is that you're offering and what they should expect. And if you can give them a checklist and really spell it out of things that they can do in advance of working with you or between sessions or things like that, do it, because it will put that person's mind at rest. There's nothing worse than being in a meeting, your first of the day, and you're like, I feel like I've forgotten something. Did I leave my oven on? Oh no. We know that feeling of anxiety. And actually what you want to have is when you're with your client and your customer and you're doing the thing, you want to have that reassurance with them so they can actually just focus on that moment rather than letting their head go somewhere else. So that's what I want to share today. How can you make them feel safe? Can you give them a checklist? And can you put them in a position where they feel comfortable and they know what is coming next? I've often found like this in auditions or things like that, that sometimes as an actor, you have to be willing to throw yourself in head first, whatever that might look like. But there are certainly moments where, I've had chats with my agent over the years where I'm looking at the scenes and it's like, yeah, but I'm not going to take my clothes off in the audition. I mean, I'm probably not going to take my clothes off anyway, but you want to not have any surprises when you get there. You can do all of that work right now. If you do it once and you spend that time really putting yourself in your client's shoes, they're not only going to feel comfortable, secondly, you're going to have a great experience. And thirdly, you're going to be out of the email box and actually doing the things that you want to do. I hope this has been useful. I hope this has been helpful. Where to go next? You can book a one-on-one with me, but equally, if you want help with your online presence, restructuring your website, really thinking about how you sell yourself, how you share your personal brand, do go over to your personal brand plan. It's in the program section of my website. There is so much in there about how to structure these things. And my whole philosophy is about doing something once, really building strong foundations so it's there. And so, yeah, you can concentrate on all the good stuff that you want to do rather than getting stuck in emails. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.